Good morning, and welcome back to Saturday Morning Switch. It's that time of the year once again, the grand festival of gaming announcements known as E3. I'm looking forward to all of it, even if I won't be able to watch everything live like in past years. As always, the company with the most cards held to their chest is Nintendo. Having abandoned press conferences in favour of more intimate directs and online presentations, each year provides a highly unique and interesting experience, and I expect this one to be no different. So, with that being said, what will we see this year from Nintendo in their first E3 since the Switch's launch? Well, this week's episode will be 10 guesses from me, from the guaranteed to the never happening but we're Nintendo fans will always believe. Starting off with the absolute certainty then, in Super Mario Odyssey. Already confirmed to be a large part of Nintendo's presentation this year, we can expect to see not just a new trailer, but likely a bunch of gameplay footage through Treehouse as well. I imagine this will also be where we start to learn a bunch of the specifics, such as what hat power-ups in the game, whether Yoshi is going to be showing up, and maybe even how the game is structured, be it hub world with multi-mission levels a la 64 and Sunshine, or more individual A to Z levels like the 3D titles. I think we'll also get a release date, with my bets placing it in October. ARMS is also confirmed to be around, with live tournaments being broadcast during E3 week to hype up its release this Friday. What could be a cool way to win over the undecided though, would be a look at the first wave of free updates coming to the game. Maybe we'll see some new stages or arms, or maybe early adopters will get bonus currency to spend in the game. Either way, I doubt Nintendo will just leave it at a simple, it's out this week, buy it please. Then there's the small matter of a season pass for a game already out. We now know what most of the content in the first part of Breath of the Wild season pass would be: masks, trials, and a chance to look at just how long you spent running in circles on the map. But we don't know when, exactly. I've always predicted June 23 to match up with the new amiibo, but E3 seems as good a chance as ever to showcase some of the new features in action, as well as give a solid release date. And maybe, if we're really lucky, a sneak peek at that new dungeon? I doubt that though. How about Pokémon? The recent Direct showed us what 2017 has in store for the series, but there'll be a lot more coverage on Pokkén Tournament DX, which is confirmed to be having tournaments on the show floor alongside Splatoon and ARMS, and fits well with Nintendo's multiplayer first strategy I talked about a few weeks ago. So at the very least we'll be seeing a trailer of that, even if it is just re-airing the same one from the Direct. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are the real kicker though, and while the Pokémon company claimed them being Switch bound was a mere clerical error on their websites, we'll see. The next Nintendo franchise up is Fire Emblem. Having gone through somewhat of a resurgence thanks to Awakening Heroes, it seems the time to show Switch owners what they'll be getting. There's Fire Emblem Warriors, a Musou style game much like Hyrule Warriors was, albeit with a heavy slant on newer Fire Emblem characters from Awakening Fates. And Marth. Duh. Expect an in-depth look via Treehouse and a release date in the tail end of the year. We also know there's a mainline Fire Emblem game headed to the Switch, but with that projected for 2018, I doubt it will make an appearance outside of maybe a casual reminder it's a thing. While it's not a certainty per se, we all now know about Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I expect Nintendo and Ubisoft to feature this in both of their presentations, and if that leaked presentation online is to be believed, this could be a very weird but very intriguing title. Personally, I find the idea of exploration meets turn-based combat very appealing, but I love turn-based JRPGs, so that's no surprise. I expect a late summer release, but seeing as how the Switch loves to release titles in pairs, maybe it'll come out the same day as Pokkén. Another big third party that I hope returns to the spotlight is Skyrim. Originally shown on Switch during the reveal, we've heard very little since. I expect this to be at either Bethesda or Nintendo showing, and to be an end of year release, but with no concrete date set just yet. Then again, if it ends up no showing, then it's probably a 2018 title, but you'd think both companies would want this game out sooner rather than later. And then, and you can tell we're more entering into the hopes and dreams portion of predictions now, there's Dragon Quest! 11 more specifically. Coming to 3DS and PS4 in late July in Japan, but with a Switch version on the way, showing an English trailer and giving a release window is something I'm expecting during the presentation. It's a good way to include some Japanese orientated games at E3, and would also build well off of the recent glut of Dragon Quest titles on Nintendo systems. Penultimately, something we've all been wondering about for a while, Virtual Console. The delay of Nintendo Switch Online to 2018 skews my old thought that that service would be the launch of Switch's VC library, and it seems mad to leave money lying on the table like that for the first year of the system's launch. If there is a Virtual Console coming anytime soon, E3 would be the place to wheel it out, maybe focusing on newer titles to not create conflict with their subscription service. Like, I don't know, GameCube titles? Hint, hint. And lastly, the La La Land of predictions, how about some early adopter bonuses? Buy a Switch now, get your choice of one of these few games for free. Like, I don't know, 1-2 Switch or Snipperclips. Maybe cut a deal to have VOEZ or Fast RMX included as options. Failing that, we've seen the Switch rewards section on My Nintendo be coming soon for a while now, and it'd be nice to finally get those. Or anything on that shop. Seriously, I've only gotten like 1 or 2 things off there since it launched however long ago. And no, mere minor discounts aren't good enough. So, there you have it. 10 E3 predictions ranging from certain to the mad. Whatever happens, Nintendo usually put on a great show, and Treehouse does an amazing job of putting the spotlight on titles that the rest of E3 never seems to manage. So I'm sure we'll all leave the presentation feeling rather happy and excited for what's to come. I won't be watching live this year though, as I mentioned. I'm out and about over the next week, which means I'm not even sure what next week's episode is going to be yet. I do know that things will return to normal in a fortnight, where I take a look at everything E3 in the aftermath, before transitioning into ARMS and Splatoon coverage. Or maybe something different, who knows what E3 will bring after all. So until next time, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all around.